Hello everyone! I know it's been a while since I've talked about this, but after a year of full-time development, the card game I've been working on, Algomancy, is ready to launch, and it's going to be coming to Kickstarter this August. I'll be making and sharing more information about this game in the coming weeks. I've set the game launch trailer to premiere the same time as we go live, so if you just want to follow that, check the link in the description. There's also a bunch of links in there to talk about the game or just read more about it if you're curious now. Otherwise, just enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back to more Vintage Cube Draft. This is actually a very unexciting pack. There's no lands in here, which is kind of crazy because lands can be a very safe first pick, but we don't have that, so we get to pick an interesting card. If you're trying to maximize win rate, I think Bribery is probably just the strongest card here. In terms of like single cards, I think Adaptable Vanguard Mono White probably like the best deck, specifically because it's so open on Magic Online. I think if people drafted white more, it would get worse, but it's still very strong. So probably those are the two maximizing win rate. Preordained could be good too if you're like going more into like a controlling deck. I love Kolaghan's Command. It's just like my favorite color combination. So that could be an option. I really want to draft Glorybringer. I haven't been able to live his glory yet. But that's a completely unrelated card. But it's basically making me want to take Kolaghan's Command. I've drafted Storm quite a few times. I could just take Bribery, but it is double blue. I'm just going to take Kolaghan's Command. I typically would advise against first picking a double colored card because you're very unlikely to end up playing it. But this is Vintage Cube. You have a lot of flexible picks. So I could take this card. If I end up being like mono green, that's fine. You know, I'm missing out on one pick. That's not a big deal. I do get to take Fiery Confluence, though, which is a very good card as well. So pretty happy about that. As always, Storm seems to be open. I think Brain Freeze is probably the best Storm win condition. I know they could have Emrakul in their deck or whatever, but most people don't. And if they do, you know, you could just have some backup win condition. You sideboard into, you put like a Worm Coil Engine in your deck or something, and you just kill them that way. I'm interested in Bone Shards, Direfleet, Daredevil. Ooh, Liliana the Veil. There we go. That's the one for me. Let's do it. Blackleaf Cliffs, Wishclaw, Talisman, bunch of non-black red cards. I'm gonna take the black red fixing here. Yeah, I'm very confused about Arena Rector because they used to have the original Nicol Bolas Planeswalker in here, like the 8-drop that is so awesome. But now I think it's just Ugin and Karn that Arena Rector works with. I think. I don't know. It's a cool card. I think if Academy Rector is not in here, there's a lot more stuff you can do with Academy Rector. Like get Thousand Year Storm, Omniscience, or whatnot. Ooh, Fable of the Mirror Breaker versus Phyrexian Revoker. Fable is just a really strong card. Revoker helps keep us open though, and it's a 2-drop. It's very easy to get overloaded on 3s in Vintage Cube. And we don't have any power yet. I could also take Ignoble Hierarch and try and go Jund, which is something I like a lot. Try and wheel Fable. I know it's a really strong card that's like dominating standard even in Legacy, but there's just so many 3-drops that this card's really good, but there's also like Goblin Rival Master, Layla. There's just so many 3-drops that it's so much more important to get lower on your curve. I'm going to take the Hierarch actually. Drafting Jund is something I also enjoy a lot. So I'm going to stress again, Fable the Mirror Breaker, much stronger than everything else in the pack. But because you're drafting an entire deck, not just picking the best card in each pack, you need to make considerations for the environment you're in. And that's why I'm not taking that card. Sometimes I feel like I over-explain myself because, you know, I could explain myself like a million times and people in the YouTube comments will still be like, Caleb, why didn't you do this thing? I'm like, I explained as best as I could why I did not do the thing that you're asking about. Badlands is interesting. I do like Grave Titan, but it is expensive. Voidwalker, Gargadon. This is an unfortunate pack because I think Voidwalker is also absurd, but I think the first on-color duel is very important. Makes future fetch lands really good. Bloodchief's Thirst is good. Runaway Steamkin is interesting. We could take Animate Dead and go into like some kind of Jund Reanimator. I need to read Vorinclex, so people keep saying he's good. So it's 5 mana, 6/6 Trample Reach. When he enters the battlefield, search your library for 2 force cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. And then 8 mana, you can transform him. And wow, okay. Mill 10 cards, put 2 creatures into play. Distribute 7 counters. And then Wow, and then it comes back. That seems very strong as well. I'm going to take Bloodchief's Thirst again just because taking cheap cards seems better for this cube, but that card's very, very strong, so I wouldn't fault anyone for wanting to take it there. Pure Recruiter, Murderous Rider, Mizium Mortars. That's a pretty late Raphellos. Not exactly what we're doing, but it is a late Raphellos. So I could take it as a sign, but I don't like drafting mono green, and if I had like a green dual, maybe I would consider it. Because like I have Noble Hierarch, I would take a Mana Dork there, but I don't think I'm gonna take that one. Here I'll just take Mizium Mortars for curve consideration. This is quite a bit of removal though. Tidal Scholar, I do love that card. Toski's funny. We have not a lot of creatures right now, so I don't think I'm taking that. Thought Picker, which seems like a stone cold unplayable in this cube. There's like nothing to synergize with it really. Probably not doing that. I might take Tide Hollow because there's a chance we end up in Mardu. There's the Mardu fixing plateau. Zell's conscripts though is also just really good. I think I'm gonna take the conscripts. It also keeps us open to like Kiki Jiki nonsense and all that stuff. Daredevil's pretty good. I have a lot of removal now, right? Bloodchief's Thirst, Mizium Mortars, Kolaghan's Command, so I don't think I'm taking Bone Shards in this spot. Daredevil is a good way to get card advantage, and it really punishes opposing decks that have a ton of power as well. Boseiju versus Reclamation Sage. I think I take Boseiju. They kind of do the same thing, but this doesn't take up a deck slot, and this again is like another 3-drop that you could just get way too many of in this cube. Zar, Angel of Sanctions, Woodfall. I'll take the Angel. No, I'll take Woodfall. Woodfall's a cooler card, and I could see a world where we end up doing like some sneak attack Kiki Jiki shenanigans. Gargadon is fine, kind of weird in this deck. Steamkin is also interesting. So these are the maybes. Steamkin's the most likely card to play. I didn't see a whole lot of green as well, so maybe Hierarch. I know I saw Raphellos, but probably someone's going to take Raphellos. So I kind of regret the Ignoble Hierarch pick now. Well, that's a good way to salvage this draft. Black Lotus is a pretty decent card. Chandra is also really good in decks like this. Casting Kolaghan's Command, Mizium Mortars, things like that. But I'll take Black Lotus. Be pretty happy about it. So there's the Mardu Triumph. If I just want like perfect fixing. I could also take Scrubland, but honestly the Mardu Triumph's kind of good because this makes so many fetches help fix our mana base. I'm going to take that here. And now I can take things like Restoration Angel. So I think I'm off green and we're moving into white. Okay, I love Chandra. Chandra's so cool. Nahiri's pretty good. The Meat Hook Massacre is pretty good too. I just love the art on this card. I think this might be my favorite art on a Magic card right now. Mostly I just love this bunny dude with like the disembodied arm. I just love it. I don't know, he's so cool. But it's not the pick here. Chandra's definitely the pick. She's very good. And I kind of wish I had like Grave Titan or something now because our deck, now we have Black Lotus, we have Chandra, we have like ways to burst up. Well, there's Inferno Titan. I will actually take Inferno Titan in this deck. Dreadbore might come around, but this is, ask and you shall receive, I guess. This is shaping up to be like my favorite deck. If I can get Glorebringer, I'll be so happy. Here's a Snuff Out. I have a lot of removal. This might be a Gruul Signet or a Grim Lavamancer. I mean, Snuff Out's good. It's a very good removal spell. Maybe I do just take free removal here. Oh, Duretti. Oh, I think I take Layla now. So, I just took a removal spell. I think Duretti's absurd. He's very, very good, but Layla is like unbelievably good as well. And I have so much removal now. Bloodchief Thirst, Snuff Out, Mizium Mortars, all that stuff. So I need kind of proactive threats, and Layla's perfect for that. She is kind of like a one-card win condition. The Steamkin is looking better. I mean, red is just very, very open. I'm trying to go into black red. Maybe Duretti comes around. But there's only going to be like 3 cards left in that pack, and I think people have learned how good Duretti is, unfortunately for me. Okay, Wear Tear. I mean, I have the Savite Triumph so I can kill enchantments. This kills artifacts at instant speed. This Phoenix, whenever a spell deals damage, you get it back. I don't have a lot of spells that deal damage. Fiery Confluence is the only one, so the Phoenix is okay. It does help me pressure Planeswalkers, which can be a weakness of decks like this. Skull Clamp is good with Duretti, actually, kind of funny. but other than that, not great. Red Blast is also just a good card. Maybe I do just take Red Blast. It's so good in some matchups. There's Izzet Signet versus Sulfuric Vortex. We're kind of like a bigger red deck right now. I love Tezzeret too. Tezzeret's so good. Even if you only have a couple artifacts, just like creating 5/5s every turn is unbelievably strong. Signet Vortex. I think this is more of a Vortex deck than it is a Signet deck. And obviously, I don't think you can main deck Red Blast in this format, because... Well, actually, this deck maybe can, because I have so much removal. There's Chandra. Man, this pack is so good for us. Chandra, Sacred Foundry, Avalanche Riders, Hymn to Torok. Probably just taking Chandra, though. She helps me control. Good with the Skull Clamp that I probably won't wheel. The thing is, I really, really, really want Hymn to Torok, too. Like, this deck is really short on discard effects. I just have Liliana and Tide Hollow Sculler to pressure the unfair decks, and this card might not even make it into the mana. As much as it hurts, I think I have to take Hymn to Torok here. It's a couple reasons. The first one I mentioned is just the 3-drop overload. Like, you can only have so many, and I know there's more coming that I would be interested in. Eidolon at this point is interesting to me. Ophiomancer is fine, but doesn't really help my game plan. Eidolon just protects me against the unfair decks even more. This isn't really a Monastery Swift Spear. I could try out Graveyard Trespasser. I keep hearing things about this card, and having incidental graveyard removal is pretty useful. Yeah, I have a ton of creature removal, so let's eat graveyards. Relic of Progenitus is pretty good. I'm not Deredying. Blue seems wide open too, that's kind of crazy. Oblivion Stone, Pattern of Rebirth, Basalt Monolith. Take them, I don't know. O-Stone, I guess? I don't know. None of those are for me. Reservoir is interesting in some matchups, and we do actually wheel the Phoenix, so we can side into like a fairly aggressive deck. Oh my gosh. Oh no! Mind Twist, Strip Mine, and Mana Crypt. I mean, I'm taking Mana Crypt because it makes turn 1 Layla even more possible now, so this deck's gonna mulligan a lot. Strip Mine's absurd. Like, I would be happy with this. This is actually a pretty good Mind Twist deck because we have Black Lotus. I doubt this card comes around, but Mana Crypt Mind Twist is also just gross. Now I can draft the clunkier cards, because we have these 2 aggressive ramp cards, so I'm feeling a little bit better. And then I get a pack that's pretty bad. Ember's Shieldbreaker is good. Pest Infestation is a sweet card to splash. At this point, though, I could be just a Fire Blast deck. Like, I don't know, maybe I am just a super aggressive red deck at this point. I could also take Legionnaire and hope Fire Blast or Shieldbreaker comes around, because red just feels... I got a last pick Bloodfeather Phoenix. I'm actually going to do that. Legionnaire with Mana Crypt is also just a good combo. There's a Dark Confidant. Love me a Dark Confidant. Lurrus is another consideration here. I'm actually fairly close to Companion Lurrus. This is only permanent cards, so I would only have to cut 3 of these to Companion. Interesting. That's pretty tempting, actually. Oh no, 2 or less. Never mind. No. Lurrus is very hard. Okay, thank goodness I saw that. Alright, Dark Confidant, get in there. That's right. Lurrus costs 3, and she needs to be the most expensive card in your deck. Wasteland, Goblin Guide, Braids is not really for this deck. I like Wasteland. The problem is the mana is pretty awkward. I really have not seen that much fixing, so now my Hymn to Torok pick looks a little suspicious. Yeah, as much as I would love Wasteland in this deck, I just don't think I have the mana for it. Recurring Nightmare is also interesting, but with only 1 discard outlet with Liliana, it seems hard to enable. And we don't have much payoff. I guess our best thing is Inferno Titan. Ragavan, Nimble Pilferer. Ragavan's good. Grief is pretty good too, because I have Black Lotus Mana Crypt, I can play it fairly quickly. But Ragavan's just messed up. I mean, like, there he is! We did it! Thank goodness. Okay, I'm happy. We got a dragon in the deck. Running Regisaur is actually pretty cool in a deck like this too, where you can turn 1 and off Mana Crypt, but I was asking for Glorybringer. He entered the chat, answered the call. Oh, just a beautiful alligator type dragon thing with like a very large collar, which seems like it would completely inhibit its aerodynamics because you would have air flowing down the head and then it would just hit the collar. But he manages to succeed in spite of all of that. We can turn 1 Glorybringer here. My opponent's gonna go like turn 1 Llanowar Elves, and I'm just gonna play Glorybringer and exert it. That's gonna feel really good. In fact, I can go turn 1 Glorybringer and Ragavan, right? If I have let's just play this out while I'm waiting for things to happen here. Ragavan, Glorybringer, Badlands. So this is my mana. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I can play both of these on turn 1. So hopefully that happens. Pretty good Rebel Master deck too. A great card to cast on turn 1. And now our deck is shaping up. Probably not going to play this Tide Hollow Scholar, because I only have, right now, like 1 white source. Bone Crusher Giant. Pretty good card. There's also Firebolt. But again, I have Mana Crypt. Let me think about this. I have a lot of 2s, not a ton of 1s. In fact, Snuff Out's kind of like a 0. So this card has Flashback. I don't know what's better, but I think probably this one is. Oh my gosh. What are people doing? Alright, I will make an exception to put Strip Mine in my deck. I've never played with or against Embercleave, but it seems fairly unplayable in this environment. So probably not going to take that. Fire Blast comes around. I'm pretty happy about that. Jessica's Will, Braids, whatever. Char might be a little too expensive for this deck, but you never know. There's my green. Actually, I'm going to take Braids because against the unfair decks, she's just a good sideboard card that I can cast off Mana Crypt Black Lotus. In fact, maybe I main deck Braids. That could be something. I mean, I'll take Blood Artist for some weird creature mirror matchups, but it just seems so hard to make the sacrifice deck work. I don't even know if Goblin Bombardment's in the cube, which is like the thing you want with all the sack stuff. What am I cutting here? For mana considerations, I could cut Liliana Hymn to Torok. Let me look at the mana. So this is here. This is basically land. So if I want to be consistent, I cut these 2. And I have like a pretty streamlined deck that won't struggle as much with mana. In fact, I still have to make cuts. So as much as I hate it, I think I do that. Fire Blast is free. I can main deck a Relic, but I think just main decking Graveyard Trespasser is probably better. Because it's another card that I can play off Mana Crypt early. Strip Mine, I guess I'm gonna count. At this point I have the fixing, I guess, to count it as a land, so that's fine. This is 16 lands right now. That's counting Black Lotus as a spell. But I don't have much card draw, so kind of awkward. We could get rid of Runaway Steamkin, although I do have quite a few red spells, so there's a decent chance this actually gets there. I guess I'll cut the Phoenix and run it like this. This is basically Strip Mine is like, what is this? What is giving me white? Oh, Porcelain Legionnaire. So right now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 black sources for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 black spells. And most of them are not turn 1 except Dark Confidant. Red sources I have 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So there's actually plenty of red. So I can do this, and I think I'm tempted to get rid of this and just add an untapped swamp, but that seems like a bad idea, so I'm going to run it like this. Seawall, round 1. Oh, right, we're playing against, I don't even know how to say that, Duel 98. I'm going to sadly keep this hand. I mean, it has lands and spells. It's just pretty unexciting. I don't know, these are like some of the most situational cards in my deck, but against an opponent who's mulliganed, if they're playing an unfair deck, we're probably going to lose anyway on the draw. And if they're playing a fair deck, we probably want all the cards we can get. Okay, I'm just going to play that. That way if I draw Dark Confidant, I can play it turn 2. Oh, is this Reanimator again? I've played against Reanimator so many times lately, but I have a lot of graveyard hate. Well, not a lot, but I have some. I can put Relic in. This looks like Mind Twist for 1. Collective Brutality. Alright, well, they don't really know that I'm playing black, so if they name white with Iona, or red with Iona, I have a lot of black cards that can actually kill it. But it is Reanimator again, such is life, I suppose. Confluence, play the Legionnaire. So they just name red. What if that's good luck, though? So, even though they're playing Reanimator, at least they said good luck, have fun. Actually, I think I only have 1 black card that can do the thing. So we're probably just dead here. They named white. Okay. I'll take it. That gives me a chance. Drawing a land here does not give me a chance, but it is what it is. Naming white is surprising. So I take 6 flying. They know about the confluence. Braids. So they can sack a land. So I can take 2 damage, I guess, here, because I can't really afford to sacrifice a land. That's brutal how many lands I drew this game. So I need to try and kill them. Porcelain Legionnaire. The problem is I'm going to take 2 off of Braids. Zealous Conscript into Iona is 9. Fire Confluence is 6, that's 15. Plus Porcelain Legionnaire with 2 attacks is 21. So even if they don't block, don't do anything, they just die. Or I just die. So I just need to get really lucky. And I'm just going to do 6 damage to them. This is going to require them making a misplay here too, I think. Fire Blast maybe could do something. But it's just too many lands. Take the damage. Okay, so they also have Loyal Retainers. So let's sacrifice a mountain here, otherwise I die. Okay. They could just get it back with Loyal Retainers, but I mean, there's something going on here. Kill this. That dies. They sacrifice the Retainers, get it back, but they have no lands. The nice Zealous Conscripts. But they sacrifice a land with Braids, so I'm kind of in trouble there. And Braids draws them a card, right? Yeah. They name white again. Okay. The Savage Triumph is already working so much, just making my opponent think I have swords or whatever. Okay, they go down in life. So this is 10. I'm still nowhere near killing them. If they don't Braids, and then I draw Fire Blast, then there's a chance. Oh, okay, so they're just drawing into whatever they Imperial Sealed for. Maybe they have Spell Pierce. Layla. I don't want to show them more in my deck. There's no way I'm winning this game. Okay. Definitely bringing in Relic. Red Elemental Blast. I didn't see any blue cards. Liliana is an Edict, which can deal with some Planeswalker stuff. They saw Bloodchief's Thirst, so maybe they'll actually name black this time, but then I get to cast red cards, so I guess I'm fairly happy about that. Cards that are bad, what cards seem bad here? Vortex is, I don't know, a little bit suspicious to me against Reanimator, because they can always turn the tide. It's good against Gristlebrand, specifically, I guess. I don't love, like, Hymn to Torok against Reanimator, but I guess Liliana's even worse for that, so maybe this is just the play. Just not giving them free discard outlets. Yep, let's do it like that. Going first. What are these hands? I like Black Lotus, but there's way too many lands. This hand's good. This hand's very, very good. I will keep this one. Keep this. Bottom the most expensive card. Sorry, Glurbringer. It's crazy how much Glurbringer has been outclassed recently. Get in there, Ragavan. Can I draw Black Lotus and just, like, empty my hand next turn? No! I mean, there's not a lot of good things for them to hit here, I guess. Like, they're all good cards. So next turn I get to go Dark Confidant, or Goblin Guide into Dark Confidant, I guess. Hit them for 4. Skull Clamp is on top. Do I want to play a Skull Clamp? Why are they running Skull Clamp? That lets me Skull Clamp the Ragavan if they hit anything. I mean, it's probably worth playing here. It does decrease my clock, though. I think I'm going to play it. And I'm not going to use the treasure token, because I could cast, like, a Chandra next turn. I don't know, that might have been a mistake, because getting Dark Confidant in play also represents card draw. Green? What is going on? They have... Okay, survival. That makes sense. Relic is pretty good here. So let's attack. Player Death Touch. Collective Brutality on top. So they're going to be able to kill something. Oh wait, no, I can play Collective Brutality. Yeah, sure. Cast this. Target opponent reveals your hand. I can choose a card from it and discard it. Bring Nightmare Shieldred. Okay, so their hand's very slow. Uh, Definitely playing Dark Confidant. Recurring Nightmare Shieldred relands. So they can discard Shieldred to get a creature, but then they can't Recurring Nightmare. So I kind of want to... I don't think I want to run out Relic here. Maybe I do. No, I don't want to run out Relic. I want to surprise them with it, I think. If this was a land that was untapped, I would use it, but using a treasure token to play Relic here seems not exactly what I want to do. So Shieldred's down. Sphinx of the Steel Wind. Okay. They play a Swamp? Ugh. They drew enemy dead? That's really frustrating, actually. They drew enemy dead. Okay. Well, I kind of lost all my points here with Relic. And this Skull Clamp looks pretty bad against Shieldred, too. Let's go Mountain. I mean, I could take 4 damage. Whenever you draw a card, you gain 2 life. So they're going to be gaining life, too, so my pressure's not even that good against them. Yeah, let's Skull Clamp my Ragavan. Okay, Strip Mine's really good against their green source. But I can't play it because I played a land before Skull Clamping. Oh my gosh, I'm misplaying this game terribly. Let's equip Skull Clamp to Goblin Guide. And then play out our Relic. Just tap Relic immediately. Ugh, man, if I hadn't played out my thing and I could strip mine their green source here, that'd be so good. But they're gaining life, I'm losing life. I need to find a way to kill Shieldred here. Okay, so I know their hand exactly. They play Recurring Nightmare. Discard Sphinx. Interesting, not doing anything. Okay, I can work with that. Bloodchief's Thirst I like. Okay, so now I can kill Shieldred. And I guess I'll play around, I don't know, something. No. Yeah, we're going to play Strip Mine. Kill Shieldred. She dies. Strip Mine your forest. They can grab whatever creature they want. I have Fire Blast at the ready. I'm hitting them for 5. So Sphinx is down. Recurring Nightmare's still in their hand. Murderous Rider. Okay. The lifelink on that is kind of obnoxious. Please don't hit a land. They hit Iona on top, but they don't have green mana to do anything with it. They fall to 9. I'll relic them now. So they get to go Prismatic Vista, grab a forest, go to 8. Survival, discard Iona, and then play Murderous Rider. I mean, Iona's not even that great. Okay, so they're not surviving here. Are they just playing the Rider? I actually don't know. No game log. Okay, so they're just playing Murderous Rider. And I have Relic at the ready in response to Recurring Nightmare. So Murderous Rider's gone, Plains is gone. So let's sack Relic. I draw Direfleet Daredevil off of my Relic of Progenitus activation. You'll love to see it. It doesn't matter, I think they're dead. Because I know their hand exactly. Snuff Out's also pretty good. So we attack for 5. I Fire Blast them and they die. They have Coma in their deck. Sure. Do I want Sulfuric Vortex over like a Porcelain Legionnaire in this matchup? I mean, do I even want like a Bloodfeather Phoenix? Does this have haste? For some reason I thought this had haste. Yeah, the question is, do I want Vortex? I think Inferno Titan's too slow against them and not that good, so I can make this swap. Do I want like Bloodfeather Phoenix? I love Glorybringer, it's cool. It's pretty good actually, I can keep Glorybringer. Snuff Out's good. Confluence just does damage to them. All of these kill them pretty quick. Kolagon's Command maybe is not that good. I could run a Bloodfeather Phoenix over the command. They didn't show many artifacts and doing 2 damage to a creature doesn't really matter. I could bring in Oblivion Stone to give myself an out to Iona. That seems a little bit, like, bad. So, we'll just do this. This hand is too slow against a Reanimator. I mean, this is a turn 1 Relic. If they have Inquisition, they have Inquisition. This hand's really bad aside from that, but I'm on the draw. And their deck seems very all-in on Relic. So if I just... Or all-in on Reanimator. So if I just turn 1 Relic, it seems hard for them to come back. I'm gonna get rid of the 5-drop. Black Lotus would be an excellent draw. Turn 1 Goblin Rabblemaster, Relic of Progenitus seems awesome. Okay, Skull Clamp we can beat, I think. I hope. Come on, land. Nope, Snuff Out. Alright, play Relic. They have Survival. Alright, I need an untapped Black Source. There's only like 2 in the deck. That's not great. That's not great at all. Maybe I over-aggressively mulliganed. But like, Mana Crypt in this hand would have been a great draw. Black Lotus would have been a great draw. Any land would have been a good draw. I feel like this hand was a reasonable keep because we also have turn 1 Relic, which is so good against their deck. But we just kind of got varianced. Loyal Retainers. I'm just gonna exile that now. Ooh, Bloodcast Skull Clamp is pretty spicy, but it's bad against Relic. So, I guess that's fine. Land, Mana Crypt, something. Okay. Draw Mountain. I think I'm just gonna Mizzium Mortars this. And then exile it. I'm tapped out of Relic, but again, I would just lose if I let them Bloodcast Skull Clamp a bunch. They don't have many cards in hand. And with only a single green, they would have to have the creature they want to reanimate in their hand right now. And, you know, maybe they do, but you can't win them all. Oh my gosh, they actually do. Oh no. Oh boy. I mean, a single swamp and I can stuff out the coma. They get Black Braids, okay. And they have Bizarre. Okay, they're not reanimating, that's good. Swamp. Glory Bringer. Exile card from your graveyard here. Go ahead. So they're just gonna play Braids and start sacrificing lands to do damage to me, but they're also like, they don't have that many lands. Okay, maybe they have some. They have 1 card in their hand right now, and Braids is like, this is a very interesting line because I could Fire Blast their Braids here. They have 1 card in hand, because Braids is a blocker. Snuff Out doesn't kill her. She blocks my Goblin Rabblemaster stuff. This is a very weird play. So my best possible draw is Black Lotus. That's obvious. If I draw a Swamp against Braids, I'm losing the race. I don't think I can... This is really hard, because this represents so many cards for them. But they have Bizarre. I think I gotta let this happen. The deciding factor for me was I wouldn't have a mana to activate Relic of Progenitus in that case. There's our Swamp. A little bit late to the party, but could be worse. Do I Dark Confidant or do I Rabble Man? I think I Dark Confidant because I need to hit lands here, and I'm going to exile their Bizarre. They Bone Shards my Dark Confidant. That is unfortunate. But they have no cards in hand? Okay. If they attack with Braid, then I can get a Goblin Rabblemaster trigger, which seems pretty good. They draw a card at the end of turn, but I don't know. Sometimes Mana Flood beats, or Mana Screw beats Mana Flood, I guess. They're not even flooding, they're just drawing normally. They can sacrifice Braids to her own trigger as well. They draw a card. Mountain is great. Let's go Mountain. So now I can hold up Relic. In fact, I'll just activate Relic right now before I forget. Play the Rebel Man. Make a Goblin. Attack there. So now I could Fire Blast the Braids if I want to. In fact, in hindsight, it would have worked out pretty well killing her, I think, because they would be down so many cards. Sensei's Top is fine. But, I mean, they're still going down in lands, right? If I just draw a land for Glorybringer, I can attack Exert. Like, that seems pretty good. Mana Crypt would be even better, because then I could Glorybringer holding up Relic. They're still attacking. This is an interesting race they have decided to enter. Take 4. Here, Sulfuric Vortex is actually looking pretty good. I go to 6 off of this, although maybe I just let them sack the land. And I just don't care anymore. Yeah, I think I just sack the land. I just don't care. Because I draw Badlands. So we get to go Badlands, make a Goblin, see what happens there. Attack them like this. They pull the 13. So, if I play Sulfuric Vortex, they can attack me for 4, So I basically have to sacrifice whatever they sack to Braids, but I actually don't care about that. So let's just play Sulfuric Vortex, right? Because if I play Vortex, they're at 11. Fire Blast effectively puts them down to 7. Yeah, I think that's the play. Because now if they attack V, they just straight up die to Goblin Rabble Master. And if they don't attack me, then I get to attack them for a bunch. Do they have Collective Brutality? I do die to Collective Brutality, right? 4 + 2 + 2 is lethal. I can just Fire Blast Braids here. How much damage am I hitting them for next turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So they'd be 1 shy of lethal. So it's literally Collective Brutality kills me. If I Fire Blast them, they go up to 4 cards in hand. But they can't reanimate anything, and their deck didn't have too many things that stopped me from that spot. So maybe... This is really hard. They have 2 cards in hand. Yeah, let's do it. Their attack here really only makes sense if they have Collective Brutality, I think. And their deck seems so all in on reanimation that I can probably stop it with Relic. Okay, that was the play. I'm very happy with my decision. That was very nerve-wracking. Because, yeah, they probably just had Collective Brutality there. Whew, see you all next round. All right, we're playing against Dust Bones. This hand is great. Very happy with this hand. Turn 1, Goblin Guide. Turn 2, Dark Confidant. It's funny how much better Ragavan is than Goblin Guide. It's like unreal. Goblin Guide is like a 1-mana 2/2. It has haste or whatever. Hydroid Crisis. That's important to know about. It has haste or whatever, but it's good for your opponent. Whereas Ragavan, if I attack here, just is so bad for my opponent. Hey, they're like super ramp, which I like less. I would like if I could find any of my fast mana. I do have a decent amount of it. Attack for 2. Thran Dynamo. Okay, so this looks like a matchup where artifact removal is definitely... Oh, I have this. I definitely have this. Sick. So they can make a big ol' Crisis. How much would that be? They have 1, 2... They have 4, so they can make a 4/4 Crisis. Or they could just Time Walk. Okay. They might have wanted to play the Thran Dynamo there. They basically get 1 free mana if they do that. Because Thran Dynamo taps for 3. So playing that here would be better because then they could have also used Thran Dynamo to untap Grim Monolith. So yeah, they could have had 3 more mana this turn for a giant Crisis. Winter Orb is fine. We're just going to build up to... They're not playing the Crisis either. Or the Thran Dynamo. That's really weird. I guess I'll hold up Strip Mine. Attack them for 4. Very confused. If they had Thran Dynamo there, this match is so different. Dark Depths. Okay, well, I'm glad I have Strip Mine available. That would have been very bad if I didn't. Wait, what did they just do? No, opponent! Winter Orb! Oh, silly. Okay, Tireless Tracker comes down. There's Dark Depths. They get a clue. A lot of things I can do in this spot. Their hand is Hydroid Crisis, Thran Dynamo, 1 unknown. I really want to strip mine their island. I mean, I don't care about Grim Monolith anymore, and Winter Orb seems actively bad for them. I think I'm just going to stomp this guy. And if I put a stop in their upkeep or draw step, I think I can just strip mine whatever thing they untap. Mountain, attack you. This is a very strange plays by the opponent. Yeah, what if they untap island, I can strip mine the island, because I can kill them in time for... Oh, Oko's a problem. Okay. Wait, what? They just concede? Opponent, you had so many... Okay. I'll take it. They had so many winning lines there. This, I guess, is a red elemental blast deck, because Oko is just ridiculous. That was so weird. On the draw, probably side out Inferno Titan against the Winter Orb deck. Wow. What are these hands? Can I please just get something normal? Anything normal. I mean, this hand's really good if I draw action. I can strip mine them. I think I may actually just keep this hand. Bottom a swamp. Oh no, I need the swamp for stuff out, so I'll bottom the mountain. I think I'm actually going to keep this hand. Because this is very similar to keeping a hand that has a lot of potential if you hit a land. Of course, they have mana vault, so my strip mine seems silly now. But I can turn one graveyard trespasser, which seems good. I'm going to do it like this. That way I can cast Snuff Out if I need to. They have so much fast mana, by the way. This is definitely a Fiery Confluence matchup, which I guess was a reason to play Blackleaf Cliffs there. Okay, tracker. Whoa, whoa. I guess there's no way for me to snuff out this in response, but I don't want them to get the blue mana, so let's kill this. I didn't want them to have the mana to crack the clue. I guess it doesn't matter. They had it anyway. They have 3 cards in hand. That's so much mana. My deck does a lot of damage to itself. So let's go ahead and strip mine their academy. Exile the tireless tracker, do a damage to them. And I guess I'm going to cycle the Savai Triumph. They had the blue anyway. Here comes Oko. Yeah, everyone loves Oko. I mean, they're facing a flipped 4/4. And they have to discard a card? That's not that bad, actually. Let me cycle this. Okay, that's pretty good. I think I'm gonna beat this. Unfortunately, Tails, whatever. It did work out that I played the Swamp, but unfortunately that means that I can't play a land off Layla. But Layla's just gross, so hard to complain too much. Get out of here, Oko. Cannot play Fire Blast. They have 1 card in hand, and both of their fast mana things are tapped now? Not complaining about that. They have Thespian Stage. I mean, maybe they had Dark Depths, but that might even be too late at that point. Yeah! What am I drawing? So I was drawing Goblin Guide, and then I was hitting Eidolon off Layla, but I wouldn't be able to play it. Seems good. See you all next round. Alright, we're here in the finals. We're going first. Can we get a Black Lotus hand? No, we cannot. I feel like this is just a mulligan. My deck has so many better draws. Like this one. This hand's great. I'm gonna keep this. I'm much more likely to draw... Let me think about this. I have 2 double red cards. I think I want to spread out my risk, because if I draw a mountain, I'm in great shape. So, and if I don't draw a mountain, I'm kind of screwed. And Bloodchief's Thirst is pretty good, because I'm going to go turn 1, Goblin Guide Legionnaire. Turn 2, if I draw a red source, I think I'm a lot more likely to cast Sulfuric Vortex, so I'm going to get rid of Eidolon. This way, if I draw a black source, actually, I don't really care if they have 1-drops. Goblin Guide trades, Legionnaire, yeah, I'm actually going to get rid of that. I talked myself out of it. Maximize my chances of winning. Do this. Goblin Guide, Legionnaire. Elspeth Conquers Death. You got it. Turn 1 library against this is funny. Let's just see how much damage I can do to myself. Bad matchup. I'll just give him a smiley face. Red source. Strip mine is pretty good. Let's attack them. I mean, out of all the lands I draw, I'm happy with strip mine. If they don't respond to Goblin Guide trigger here and I hit a land, they actually can't activate library. Oh, they got so lucky. They could have gotten screwed. Oh, they just have Omnath? Pull a 13. I'm just going to strip mine them. Yeah, they could have just not been able to draw if that had gone differently. Okay, that works for me. 5 color stuff. Red Elemental Blast probably on the draw is good. Inferno Titan, I know I said I wanted him or whatever, but he's very expensive. Snuff Out I like, Dark Confidant. Bloodchief's Thirst in this matchup, they maybe have mana dorks, but maybe it's fine. Is Phoenix... Nah, I think I'm gonna keep Bloodchief's Thirst and just run it like this. I could run Char and just, like, straight up kill myself in this matchup. Okay, this hand is fine. Nothing exciting, but Eidolon seems maybe good against them. I don't think I've seen Black Lotus. Is it in my deck? It is in my deck. I had like a moment of panic for a second if I just left it in the sideboard. Because I legitimately have never seen it. It would be good here against the Mold 5. Yep. I'll probably still lead on Eidolon instead of Steamkin. I'm so happy with that. Again, so strip mine is symmetrical. By them strip mining me, we were trading 1 for 1. And like, I would strip mine them in this position. So them strip mining me is like the same thing. They mulligan to 5. So unless they have some crazy artifact acceleration, like that's pretty much just only a benefit to me. Go Mountain, Eidolon, just get some damage going. They stomp that. Yep. Okay, so they get to play Bone Crusher. I think I do actually want to play Trespasser next turn. I mean, for the sake of mana efficiency, it makes sense. They just cast that. Trespasser eating their strip mine prevents any shenanigans they might have later. Then I get to go Chandra. And this is whenever it becomes target of a spell. They play a tapped land, Noble Hierarch, Abrade my Trespasser, discarding the last card in their hand. Okay, so I don't want to go Chandra now because they could just kill it. So we're gonna go Steamkin into Mortars. Ooh, Zealous Conscripts is good. Let's go Mountain, Steamkin, Mortars, kill that. Actually, do I care about Bone Crusher? Maybe I kill the Noble Hierarch. Because that's the only source of blue. Yeah, let's kill the Hierarch actually. The next turn, I could even Zealous Conscripts the Bone Crusher if I really want to get aggressive, because that's 7, 8, 9, 10 damage. Maybe that's the play. I can also go Chandra uptick into Porcelain Legionnaire. Yeah, let's do that. Because Legionnaire just blocks the Bone Crusher Giant anyway. Do that. Add mana. We just don't care about the Bone Crusher. And then if they play anything scarier, we have Zealous Conscripts at the ready. Yes, okay. I think we're good. I mean, they could, do these enter tapped? They do, okay. Good. Oh, Fire Blast? They're just dead. Play Zealous Conscripts. Make this bigger. Steal this guy. Chandra just downtick on this thing. Hit you for a whole lot. Whenever we cast a spell, if it has 3 counters on it, put a thing. This doesn't have blue. GG's. What a deck. What a league. Who needs Black Lotus to win? So I think we drew Black Lotus 0 times, Mana Crypt once. The deck was just good. I never even got to Glorybringer anybody. I think I literally just won on the back of Ragavan one game, Goblin Rabble Master the other. Graveyard Trespasser I'm actually kind of impressed with. The Ward discard a card, like all the individual pieces seem to make this card a lot better. So people who said I was undervaluing this card, I think we're correct. The biggest problem is it's just a 3-drop in a cube that, I mean, look at this curve. The only reason I felt this curve made sense is because I had Mana Crypt. Even though I didn't draw it, I guess it still worked out. See you all next time.